We are back with S. Renee, co-author of Self-Esteem for Dummies. And if you've been with us, then hopefully you have just been blessed and your life increased because of some of the things we've been talking about and some of the things that are in this book. I want to talk about love a little bit because you do talk about that in the second half of the book and how to get beyond being in love with love, but really getting to the core of what may be blocking you from that relationship that you're wanting. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. We've all had those moments where we fall in love and we go in laughing and we come out crying. So what do? A lot of times we take that experience and we hold it tight to our heart and we make vows to ourselves and we make commitments. And those commitments actually hinder us from loving again. And so what we do is help people to come to terms with that experience and tell themselves the truth. Oftentimes when I'm coaching people, they'll tell me they didn't see a sign and they were so loving, and I tell them, let's walk back.
Okay.
Let's go back to where it all began. And then we'll find little bits of pieces along the way where we didn't listen and that we were so excited about the feeling of being in love that we missed the opportunity to really get to know the person. And then, I don't know if it's appropriate to say on air, but oftentimes we end up being sexually involved with someone long before we should be involved. And so we're taken away with that whole sex piece and we don't even know who we're in bed with.
Right.
And so we deal with that, with that. And the importance of really understanding it is an interviewing process. And so you have to ask questions, you have to listen well, you have to know what their experiences are, what their relationship is with their family, and you have to know what their relationship is with themselves, because if they can't make a good decision for themselves, they cannot make a good decision for you.
And I have seen it. So I don't know if you are familiar with the, Chris Rock does this whole thing. He's a comedian. And he does this whole bit about the imposter shows up for the first few dates. You don't even know the real person until, down the line a bit. And that just speaks to what you're saying of you have to get to know that person and their relationship with themselves. So I think it is just, I'm just having to take it in, and I know people at home are too. Self-Esteem for Dummies. And if you missed the first segment when we were talking with S. Renee, you said it's for a variety of audiences. And I want you to reiterate that again, because if people have just joined us, they may be thinking, what's this Self-Esteem for Dummies about? I'm fine. Tell people again why, this book is for such, men, women, girls, boys, CEOs, employees.
Yeah. Well, it's for everyone. And the reason why I say it's for everyone is because it starts out just really understanding how images, how society has impacted your relationship with yourself, your mother, your father, just that whole relationship as a child. It goes into the basics, affirming yourself, how to look good, how to feel good, that whole posturing. But then by the time we get to chapter 11, we're going into self-awareness. Who are you? Why are you here? What do you value? And it's not just that basic, but what are those internal barriers that you're facing? And I actually literally take some of the exercises from my coaching business that have taken people to a whole nother level, owning businesses, doing what they're passionate about, getting promotions on their job. How were they able to do it? They began to find their truth from within, and that's what we do for them. And, in terms of the workplace, I was fired from my job. I have to share this really quickly. Fired from my job, and 10 years later, I got an email from the perpetrator apologizing, saying that was all her and that she has now found peace. There are half of people in America have been in situations where they've been bullied or they've seen someone who has been bullied. And they blame themselves and they go into depression. This is an opportunity for them to see why it happens and really live their truth.
All right, final word there. Self-Esteem for Dummies, released nationally. Head to the bookstore, get it online, Amazon, and go to srenee.com to learn more about S. Renee. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful experience with you this morning. All right, and thank you for watching Good Things Delmarva. Remember to catch us here every Sunday morning. Have a wonderful and purpose-filled week, and we'll see you next week.